Hi, Andy Thompson with Yetter Farm Equipment. We're here in the Yetter Solution Center talking to you today about the Yetter Air Assist. This is a new product for Yetter Farm Equipment. And really, I mean, everybody thinks of Yetter Farm Equipment, of course, for our residue management solutions, but it's options. We have a lot of different options for different planters, depending on what we're trying to accomplish. So here we have introduced the Air Assist, which is an add-on to a Yetter floating row cleaner. So if we think back, in the past 20 years ago or more, we've always had these different levels of row cleaners. Rigid row cleaners, then we introduced floating row cleaners, and then of course on to our Air Adjust models today. And over that time, what we have seen is each time that we start adding some of these other features, we realize the benefits from that. And then the longer we do that, the more that becomes the norm. So really today, a floating row cleaner has kind of become the norm. And then the in-cab adjustments has been perhaps the upgrades. And really what we're continuing to see is those upgrades really are providing a lot of benefits. So the Air Assist is a product that is allowing us to put an air cylinder that gives us an adjustment from the cab to be able to control them floating row cleaners. So just adding another element of adjustment there. So what's new for us with the Air Assist is the actual cylinder. So this floating row cleaner is available today with or without this. You can actually buy a floating row cleaner and you can put them on any model of planter that you may have. But now we can actually add the Air Assist as an upgrade to that. This heavy duty cylinder is fully repairable. It's going to allow us, if any component should have a problem, we can actually disassemble that and fix that particular piece of the component. It's going to have heavy-duty internal seals and external scrapers. Beyond the cylinder, then we get into the in-cab controller. The in-cab controller here, as you will see, there's going to be a tank pressure showing our pressure for whatever tank you're using. Then we're going to have the up pressure, which is going to be on this regulator right here. So you're going to pull that out, turn that left or right to adjust our up pressure side of that cylinder. And then this regulator here, we're going to be able to control the down pressure. So able to put up pressure and down pressure to the cylinder is going to allow us to control the downforce and also the reaction of that cylinder. Of course, we're going to have the air lines that's going to come with your kit. And then if your planter is already equipped with a compressor, we can utilize that. If not, Yetter does offer 3 different compressor choices between electric or hydraulic. So different models of row cleaners: rigid row cleaners, floating row cleaners, Air Assist and Air Adjust row cleaners. We may not realize all of the benefits of utilizing these different systems here. But a scenario today where we see a lot of benefits from this is going to be when we get into corn stalks. And maybe 20 years ago we weren't using row cleaners in corn stalks a lot, but not only more corn on corn, but also we've seen a huge benefit to using row cleaners on our soybean planters. So whether that be 30-inch or 20-inch models or 15-inch models, huge benefits to using these. But when we get into these different conditions, these different residue levels, it's really advantageous to be able to have an adjustment from the cab. So in this case here, if I'm using this going into corn stalks, again, planting corn on corn or in soybeans, either one, if I'm going into those conditions, these wheels are spinning and we're getting into higher speed planting, and so they're spinning even faster and faster today than what we used to. So naturally, when we're going through the field, those may want to ride up. And if we miss the residue, then we're not getting the full benefit of using these row cleaners up there. So by adding the cylinder right there, that's a scenario where perhaps adding 10 pounds or 20 pounds of downforce to be able to get that more aggressive, to move that, to get that real clean strip that we desire is going to be advantageous. So again, the kind of the evolution process of the residue management and how important that is, how much we know about that today, it just makes this an extremely beneficial product to pretty easily be able to add this to our planters and to get the full effect of these row cleaners. So with residue management today, we know it's different conditions than what we had 10 years ago, 20 years ago. So the more ability that we have today to be able to manage that residue, the more benefit it's going to be for us in our fields. So we talk about floating row cleaners and the benefit versus the rigid row cleaners. And we talk about the pneumatic controls and in-cab adjustment, all benefits today. But we understand. I don't want to be complicated. Somebody else is running the planner. We get into a lot of electronics. More things can go wrong. Benefits there, but maybe that's not, maybe that's not the situation that you have. So this right here, what's very interesting, very nice about this product is this is an in-cab adjustment. This is giving you adjustments that we don't have with just a regular floating road cleaner. We have the ability to put down pressure. We have the ability to put up pressure. We can change the performance of that road cleaner from our cab. But this is very simple. There's no electronics to it. We have this in-cab control. We have dials on it. We turn them left and right. We have up pressure. We have down pressure. We have the ability, if we're on Endros or anything like that, to raise and lower this. We have a simple air cylinder right there with air lines going to it, no electronics. So the Air Assist is giving us another control, another performance alteration that we can adjust from the cab without getting a whole lot of electronics, keeping it very simple. To learn more about the product, you can go to our website, www.yetterco.com, and look for the Air Assist.
Thank you for joining us today. Be sure to check out our complete Yetter Solution Sitter playlist at YouTube. And as always, we're here to help you find profitable solutions for your operation. So, if you need more information or have a topic idea for a future episode, drop an email to solutions@yetterco.com.